Many times we used to heard that, okay, read between lines, right? To why do we do that? To understand the hidden meaning, right? So today I want to say that apart from that, you should read the ends also. You will get yet another hidden meanings. What it is, maybe I will talk in the whole in this talk. So okay, so in the institute we have a computational epigraphy lab where we work uh, mainly with the dealing with the Indus Valley inscriptions. The ultimate goal of our lab is to develop some kind of computational tool which ultimately help to decipher the inscriptions. So, uh, so you can say that, okay, and when we saying computational tool, that okay, mainly mathematical aspects. So when we, so you can say understand that, okay, we are trying to read the history with maths. Even after 100 years, because formally this Indus Valley civilization was announced in 1920s by John Marshall, that for the excavation things, and then subsequently many people came and dug various location. But till now, we don't know we know nothing, right? Why? What is the problem? The problem is the context. See, it doesn't mean that, okay, our civilization was very small things. No, it was, if you'll see the landscape, goes up to the present day Pakistan and till the northwestern, northwestern India. It's along the Indus River. It was huge civilization, and it's contemporary of this whole the ancient civilization. So what is the problem? Why we didn't manage to come up with anything? The reason is that reproducibility. So we don't know what was the situation. And disaster is there is no continuity in the civilization also. We don't know who were they, and what kind of language they were speaking. So in that case, reading this kind of inscription, what we found in the place, is very hard. So if you will ask today, there are many claims so far has been done. People have started reading this. There are many claims that, okay, they have deciphered, but there is no consensus on it. Nobody has accepted. Reason is, again, we cannot prove it. We are not able to prove. So that's, and when situation is not that, so even suppose if you'll today, if you'll read carefully about the decipherment of Indus Valley inscriptions, there are many claims, and even there are two school of thoughts here. There are one people are saying that these are not even the language itself, and a group was saying, no, this is language, but maybe these are the Sanskrit, Proto-Sanskrit, Proto-Dravidian. There are many theories, but we cannot prove it. So what I want to say, that if you guys want to involve, you have to consider all these things. How should we read all these things, or how we should involve into this matter, so that people should not question us? Or can we do it? Can we read in such a situation, such a way that we can reproduce our result? Is there any way? So if you manage to do that, so then maybe people will accept your study, right? So otherwise, if you will make claim, if you will say that, oh, this meaning red, somebody will say, no, this is not red, this is white, this is blue, something. If you will give me one logic, I can come give you another counter logic, right? So we should think in that way. So being a student of computer science and computational epigraphy person, so what we do, we try to understand in a different scenario. So the point is, so we thought, okay, fine, let's do step by step. Ignore this the meaning yet. Can we even know how to start reading? Whether it should we reading from this side, that side, left side, right side? Because even if you want to decipher, you have to go step by step. You cannot jump everything, right? If you for that, first you have to decide, okay, how to start reading. From which side we should start? This way, that way, because this is not, you can randomly guess. This completely depends on the, what's called, on the language itself. It's purely based on how they have decided. Because what we know in the currently, all possible way of direction of reading is available in the world, right? Most of the language we are reading or writing are which direction? Left to right, right? Most of the. But there are example of right to left also, right? What are those? Arabic, all the Semitic languages are right to left. But not only this, there are example of top to bottom also. What are those? Correct. But so this, but there are example of some rare case, so bottom to up also. So what does it mean? So these are Ogham things, right? So the bottom to up. But the problem, so in this case, so all possible system is available. So how, if I'm a student, if I'm interested today for the Indus thing, so okay, I'll go for the decipherment. I cannot guess randomly, right? I have to think some logically. Okay, so because not only this, you know what? This is the Mustafa style writing. So start reading this one way, this way, then come back. It's like reading, turn the plate in the next line, other way, next line, other way. So all possible things available. So what I want to say that this is completely, we cannot go for the guess. So we have to think very carefully. We should have some logic, and that logic should be valid somewhere. So how archaeologists dealing with this kind of situation? They mainly looks for these scenarios. They looks for cramps, because many times it happen, right? We start reading, writing something, and there is little spaces remaining on our notebook, and we have to complete our words, right? Anybody has faced this issue? Nobody? No one? Oh yeah, good. Yeah, everybody it means that, right? So this is the scenario. Yeah, so what do you do? Can you tell me what do you do in that scenario? Suppose I want to write something and there is no space, then what will you do? What you do or later?
Cut to the next line, or we might try to force it into in the same space.
Okay, try to force. Yeah, anyone else? So you will just try to write up and down, right? Yeah. So anybody else? What do you do? Sorry? Or inverted V, or anything? Anyone else? Writing another line. Okay, bottom. Okay, it's kind of footnote. Okay, so smaller font. Good. So anybody else? Shorter form. Yeah. So we used to do these things somehow, right? So normally archaeologists looks these kind of things. So if you see this thing, this particular seal has been found in the same site. You can see that somewhat this kind of what you said that you can minimize the font. Somebody says that okay, write up and down. So these are the some kind of what's called archaeological evidences available. So based on that, people used to decide what could be the possible direction of reading or writing. But the problem is in the whole Indus set of artifacts, if you will see only two, I think two seals are such kind. If you will remove those two seals from the set, you cannot even guess it. And but again, the same time, we can do lot of counter example, but maybe I will say that okay, no, possibly people have the writer of this, they have started deliberately from here. I can give any random logic, right? Whether he agree or not agree, but I can go pump. Yes or not? Yes? Yeah. So the point is, these are not robust enough. This is good. This could be a good example, but these are not robust enough. If you will remove those two seals, just two, see, out of 100 years of work, we have found only how many? Please, loudly. Yes, these two only. And after 100 years of effort, we found only two seals. If we will remove those things, we are with no clue. So, can we do something? Can we come up with some logic which is much more robust? Right? So that people should not throw our idea just in a click. Right? I may wrong, right, later, but people should not throw the idea. When it can happen? When it can happen? Any answer? Please. No answer? Only when I think if we will come up with some logical answer, if we will give some logical answer, logical means that reproducibility. If, see, why we used to say, okay, if we will take two molecules of hydrogen, one oxygen, we will get a water molecule. Is it yes or no? Yes? Loudly? Yes. Why? I will say, no, it's not water, it's maybe, what? Salt. Why not?
All the same should be valid.
Yeah, you can reproduce, you can check it, right? Because one can check it. So, okay, you can go to the control environment, which is a lab. That is, there you can take a molecule of two molecule, hydrogen molecule, one oxygen molecule, you can do it, right? So here, if we will, for dealing with such kind of situation, if we will come up, say, this kind of, some kind of logical answer, then maybe people will not throw your idea. Acceptance decline is maybe later. So this kind of things we used to do here. We try to study history with some kind of computational aspect. We try to avoid the contextual information. We just think, okay, let's see. Whatever we are having, can we come up with some logic? So, and for that, normally what we used to do comparative study. Comparative study meaning that, sorry, okay, how many minutes? Okay, so, so for this comparative study is meaning that since we don't know the Indus, we don't know what continuity language, we don't have anything. So can we work on a similar system? What do? We take a known language system, two known linguistic systems, different languages, different scripts, and try to work with that. Try to look those in a mathematical aspect in the known system, and then try to fit where it is lying. So for that, what we did, we just took simple English dictionary. What is the goal here? To decide the direction of reading or writing of Indus, right? What is the goal? What is the goal? Direction of Indus Valley inscription. But what I'm trying to do, I've taken English dictionary, Oxford dictionary. And then, what is dictionary? It's a list of words, right? I asked very simple question, very simple question. I asked that, okay, oh, how many words start with A in the whole dictionary? Then I found some count. So I put it here. This is my count. This is just, ignore this. This is the count. How many words start with A? How many words in the dictionary with B? And how many words start with C in that dictionary, in this dictionary, and so on. And finally, I got one list of counts, right? This we call distribution, but just the frequency count. Just this count. After that count, I asked different question. Ask that how many words end with A? This is the count. How many words end with B? How many words, and so on, up to Z. And we get another list. So just focus on this list and this list. Just ignore this one. Can you find any anything specific, any similarity or differences? Just based on this and this, any guess? These are just think as a count. Maybe it's 100. Let's say suppose it's a 500, 500 has maybe 600 something. Just count. I have done just the normal divided by the sum. That's called normalization. Just ignore that part.
So we can say that S is mostly used in left and right terminals.
Exactly. Any other guess?
E is the most common in any position.
Yeah, not most, but yeah, one of the most.
Any position.
Oh, Ajay, no, just ignore for this one. Just ignore for a moment. Just look this. So, okay, since we are running out of time, so okay, I'll tell you what is in short. See, if you'll see this and this is starting. If you'll see this, okay, here I'm saying left in English is a start distribution. Let's say this is the right side distribution. So if you'll compare, the left side is more or less common, very close to the roughly, you can say uniform distribution. Here it's not uniform, it's very much skewed. Only most of the words end with some letter, right? Can I say roughly, yes or no? Please loudly. Yeah, if we can see this, if we can say this, so it's exactly this is the answer. So what is the hypothesis here? When you are uttering anything, what is the logic? When you are going to utter anything, you are choosing any possible sound from your set. Almost all possible, you are using all possible letter grapheme. But once you uttered some sound, maybe your vocal cord restrict you somehow to produce another sound. That's why XY is common but not YX, right? Maybe some kind of anatomy works, we don't know. But there is things, right? So the point is, this is the uniform and these are not. And once we decided, then this is our study. Then rest, you can ignore this part maybe. So once you did this, find out, you can just sum just to quantity, because this is the distribution. So you can just club all the full graph into one number. Just for clubbing into one number, I have just added all these probabilities. Added in some special way that we call entropy. Just ignore that part. It's just nothing's a add. So I have added and I got this number. And I also added this probabilities and I got another number. See, and then I just divided this minus this, left minus right, and I got some positive number. And this is the formula. Done. So what is the meaning? If this delta H, the entropy, maybe if you are interested in entropy, I'll talk in later, but if your delta H is positive, what does it mean? This one is more, this one is less. More meaning more equal, this side. So if delta is positive, it means the writing system is being read from left to right. If delta H is negative, right to left, exactly, done. And once you will do the same, all these study in this, you will use, okay, instead of I have shown you delta H, okay, this is the reverse way, okay. So, so this is the, so whatever is positive here is left to right, and whatever is positive, yeah, right to left, and whatever negative is left to right. Your answer is done. So if we have whatever we have tested in all whatever possible language I could, writing system I could gather from the internet, I did it, and everywhere it's valid, and we know that. So then once we validate all these universal pattern, our question is solved. Then what we can do? We can just fit, oh, now pick the index and drop it here. Once we dropped here and we found it here, it's lying here. Answer is done, right? It should be which direction? Right to left. So this is one way, we are way to look history in a computational aspect. Here people will not throw you very easily, at least because you are giving evidence, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So exactly. So what is the conclusion? In this way, here in this method, what over the course of the study we found universal pattern, that every language is showing that starting sound, starting distribution is uniform, terminal is skewed, and then using this technique we have managed to infer the detectability, right? And not only indus, it is not valid for indus only, it can be anything. Even tomorrow if your someone will come up with any random text, and they can say to you that maybe this is a writing system, you can check this formula to check to their forgery things. Whether if it is valid, it should follow some rules. If not, it's completely invalid, because we have already tested here. So if it is not, if it is a random text, it should be somewhere here, right? I didn't explain all this just because of interest of time. So in our study, so we are saying, so as I said, here we are not using any context information. We didn't use any information of the language. We don't need to read it. Just based on the statistical purgeons, statistical counts, right? So yeah, that's it. If you have any question, please. Thank you.